Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Nicholas Davenport, aka Mr. Mental Muscle, and we're back today with an episode of Mental Muscle Monday. Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you keep up with the sets and reps of your mental fitness? Now, think about that question because when it comes to physical fitness or physical health, we exercise, we may work out, we may train, we keep count of our sets, reps, 10 sets of three sets of 10s, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, and this is called volume when it comes to exercise science. Now, volume lets us know how much accumulation of stress that we put on the body so the body can adapt, whether it's distance when it comes to running or intensity when it comes to weight, how much you lift. This is all relative because if we know this, we know how much we've been stressed and we can overcome and increase it, decrease it, or adapt it to some degree. Now, we should do the same thing with our mental fitness or our mental health. Now, I've talked about on this channel about confidence, motivation, goal setting, self-talk, all types of topics. And these are mental skills, but it should have the same approach. How many times have you said to yourself an actual productive self-talk phrase or word that became second nature? So when and if you make a mistake or mess up or fail, you have something to reinforce that. Because when we talk about stressing or fight or flight or just folding under pressure, whatever it may be, whether it be school, sport, even a job, you have to look at what is your default mode. And typically when we stress, our emotional regulation center sends us into the fight or flight mode to handle said stressor, but it sometimes makes us forget or overwhelm us with information that takes us away from a rational choice that can get us out of this incident. Now that's the problem. We revert to what we already know. And if we practice, oh, what do? I'm freaking out. I can't. I don't think this is good. Guess what? That becomes where we go to when the fight or flight response goes in. Now, it's not that you can avoid the stress. We talk about this all the time. You can't, but you can at least mitigate how your brain responds and make rational thoughts by making it the default mode to say, wait, hold up, and then make the choice. Because we talk about impulse control, being able to withstand from making a decision that doesn't require any thought that could lead to bad consequences. Sometimes you need to just go. That is needed, but sometimes you have to stop yourself and rethink about it. So think about the sets and reps when you think about how many times in one day did you say something that was productive, keyword productive self-talk, that got you closer to a goal, closer to an event that you want to accomplish something? If it's 5 times, take note of that. 10 times, take note of that. Now you say, how do I even know this? Guess what? You have to be intentional. You don't just go to the gym and bounce around the machines. And if you do, you're probably not going to get much progress physically. But it's the same thing with the mental skills. Because if I know 10 times in the morning, I have a list of words or phrases that'll help me reinforce behaviors, reinforce goals, reinforce processes to get me where I want to be. And I do that 10 times when I go to sleep. You can say you did 20 reps. Now, there's 7 days in a week. So if you do that every morning and every evening before you go to bed, you're talking about 20 times 7. That's 140 times to reinforce that. So we know I'm making this a constant habit. People talk about habits all the time, but it doesn't just mean doing something repetitiously without really thinking about it. No, your goals, your mental skills need to be intentional just like anything else. So think about that next time you get ready for your day. What are you saying to yourself to make it reinforced so this becomes the way you go automatically? Because it's not about, like I said, getting rid of the stress or getting rid of the worry or eradicating your issues with confidence, about building up the mode where this is where you want to go to first. Anxiety and worry is never the problem. It's about seeing that side of it, but also seeing the other and then making the conscious choice of what you need to do to get your mind right. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.